even when it was down to about a 5v5 at the end of the round.
That was actually just a really weird round. I didn't even see Feov like go hard down through all of that Korean text.
Well, like I said, the Korean text, even though IX only had casters, they were still a deadly force to be reckoned with. You got to remember,
Yeah,
we saw that last night with GS. Even though at some rounds we thought BMO had the lead, the casters can carry your team to victory.
Yeah, both sides just huge range pressures from their Necros and their Ellies.
And the Korean text is called Hangul, if anyone was wondering. Thank you, Persia.
I was wondering.
Trivia. You were wondering. Alrighty, guys, let's talk about that.
The big gank fight early definitely set the pace for that round. Look, both sides, I think, lost 2 gank in the middle there, and then IX backline, they had a lot of focus to help get their gank back up and try and win that rally war, but they lost a few frontliners who didn't come off the him bomb. So it was kind of a trade. IX managed to get all their gank up, but they did lose, I think, just one frontliner for it.
I think so, but right at that Korean text bomb, Feov got a little over aggressive for an IX down. He I think that was when they threw the round, or not threw the round. They almost threw the round there, but again the backline for him able to pull it through. So now X down 3 rounds. Can they come back?
That last round was a lot closer though, so Stonewall changing up the playstyle that they're going for. They actually had a pretty solid engage. Like, they had a lot of pressure on them in the opening, but they were able to apply a lot of pressure to him and kind of keep them in that corner for the first 5-10 seconds, I think.
So, Kyle, what do you think of that round?
30.
Kyle. Alright, so no Kyle, but Z, I'm just curious, what do you think some things IX can do differently, specifically on their gank squad side, to improve their early game? Which is where they seem to be suffering.
Well, honestly, IX seems like they're playing super aggressive off the start compared to him's gank that's sitting more back in the train and waiting for IX to make the first move. And it seems to honestly be working for IX, except for the fact that there's not a lot of follow-up. They're not actually finishing a target off. They're jumping in, blowing some cooldowns, and having to get out.
It seems like on the early engage. Oh, sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No, keep going. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it seems like on the early. Oh, the round is starting, but it seems like on their early engages they're taking way too much unnecessary damage on their first push.
Yep, I would agree. Definitely just focusing their damage better.
Again, putting out their warding lines out there, staying behind the marks and wells just to find out where IX is. Now IX is out of stealth, him poking them already, and IX pulling back here, poking him, and we see Chip going in for the train shatter. IX very low just from that train shatter, and now the rest of him going in. Chip got immediately out of there, the blink away. The Mesmer very strong right now, and him on the push right now. IX actually putting a lot of damage on him on top of them, and they might not be able to sustain that push. One IX is down. They're trying to finish it off. The necro pressure on top of that barely gets out alive with a banner, but another IX gonna go down for that, and he's gonna get punished. Gonna go double out. There's portals in the arena, and now IX popping liches here on him, and him forced to go back towards their starting side. Now both sides, the range pressure is heavy. Him though pushing IX, keeping them in this corner here, controlling the tempo of the fight, and a lot of IX getting caught there in the middle of him's train. We see the shatters going out. We see the or not the shatter. We see the heavy damage coming down for the Mesmer as well, and that's going to generate 4, 5, 6, I think, downs, or 6 low players, and I think we're going to get a few more downs here. So 2 down for sure. Another one goes down, and the IX already calls it, and that's going to be 4-0. Him's going to go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think those that were watching my stream might have seen that I clicked the player, but I think that last Guardian that went down was the IX driver, and it just seemed like they called it after he went down.
I agree.
Kyle, whoever I have targeted is the driver.
Alrighty. So much Brazil. Again, him, IX, it doesn't seem like any, I don't know, we see Chip in by himself, and that's really making openings up for him, and then later on the follow-up from them again, from Chip again with the train shatters. leading to the full collapse. I mean, right now that third round was close, but that fourth round was seemed like a snowball.
Yeah, it seems like, every
Chip
round.
and their Necros are single targeting Stonewall a bit. Whether it's intentional or not is kind of.
Well, he is out in front. That is a given.
It just really shows the power of the train shatter. Even if you're not generating it down, how all of IX is just going into defensive mode after that point, and they're just on the back foot after that.
Yeah, even just really tanking front line, it can drop you down to like even like 50%, which is really the danger zone where the Necros can then follow up with the Spanish.
Immediately we see people get caught.
In 3 out of these 4 rounds, Sims had a very decisive kind of melee bomb that's taken out, 3 or 4 players, and kind of just at that point, ended the round for the most part. And it's if Hitman's doing as good of a job as they are as lining that up and having the range and cohesion with their front line, there's not a whole lot you can do aside from just hoping to be able to dodge out of that and then push for yourself.
Definitely. So 5th round getting started here. Him has won the GvG, and again, they've already clinched the tournament spot at X right now. This is not looking good for them. They're gonna have to make some adjustments here. They need to take these next 3 rounds, otherwise they are in danger of not gonna be showing up in the finals, and it might end up going to GS. Not a big issue, I think, for them right now. It's something that might not be on their minds. They're probably just focused on the GvG, trying to figure out what they can do differently. To
Tom called 7 flats.
7-0, and Jin is in the arena right now, but I don't know if he can stream tonight. Probably not. We already have Kyle though. Thank you again, Kyle, for streaming for us at this late can't talk. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's the time, about 20 seconds from now the round will get started. We didn't even get to do predictions tonight. But it's all doubt.
I'm thinking him's gonna win.
I think all doubt has erased all doubt that we might have had. And now the round getting ready to get started. Him stacking up on their side. IX, no stealth yet. They usually like to stealth about. Oh, they've changed the time. New time is 6:30.
Well, it actually gives a little bit of time to talk about the IX-GS kind of competition that's going on right now. Both guilds extremely close for who's going to be able to make it into the finals right now.
It really comes down to this match and then GS versus him on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. We'll have to see how these both go. I think if him 7-0s both of them, GS is going to advance.
GS will advance, yes.
Is this the only... oh, sorry, guys. Is this the only match tonight?
Yes. Yes. The only match we're streaming tonight. I think there's another match, but not... Can we stream to the round actually started right there, and IX pushed forward, but they did not manage to get the engage they wanted. Now Fav engaging on IX, pushing in to their train. The train shadow coming out here. Actually, Chip staying back. No train shadow just yet. And we see it looks like they tried to burst him early. 1 player down right now for him. He is going to probably get cleaned out. It's Shady Garm. Looks like he's dead off on the gank side, but they also finished one of the IX gank as well. So a trade 1-for-1. Garm still down. And now him getting a regroup off. So they trade gank early at the beginning of this round. However, no downs yet on either side in any other positions on the field. Now we see Fayoff pushing forward. IX still keeping the back foot up, and they're hanging out on their side. IX leaping into the mid line of him and pushing on them. It looks like him taking a lot of damage here, but IX doing the same, taking way too much damage. Him dropping the bomb on their face, on top of their feet, and IX gonna lose a player right now. And looks like that's the driver. He does get battered back up, so the Warriors back to form for IX, getting him back up and into the fight. And now he looks like he's pushing back in. Him now stuck on their starting side. Not too worried though. The range pressure affecting them, but not too much. A few IX go a little bit too ham, 2 or 3, and looks like they're getting CC'd and almost caught. There's one IX player down. The Warrior went a little bit too deep right there, and he is going to get himself killed with that. So they're going to go ahead and cleave out that IX player. And now IX losing another player on the Ruels. It's a Necro this time. He is going to get cleaved out. Very squishy class. Gets instantly torn apart when the train jumped on him out of downstate. Now IX looks like they're on the retreat. Him pushing forward. I'm trying to avoid the tainted shackles actually as 2 more players from IX get dropped by that skill. And do we see him on top of that, the train shadow going down on the downs just to try to get a little bit more damage there and catch anyone else trying to hard res. Another IX player down. Warrior trying to get a banner off, did not manage to do so. he is going to go down. Him with Liches up, making their push, what should be the final blow into IX's coffin for this round. One player, Toon's going down in the middle for him. IX tries to turn and make something happen out of it, and they lose a player on that. It looks like a rally war between the two, and I think that rally war is going to go to him as Aiki and Toons both get back up. As another player down in the back for IX. IX gonna go ahead. They don't have the people there to hard res him, and they do hard res him actually, but the end of the round already called. And so, an interesting banner message for Toons. But that's gonna go to to him, excuse me. So it's gonna be 5-0 him on top.
Just really decisive rounds from him. Those two Mesmers kind of running the Train Shatter, Matter of Pain builds are really doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not seeing them do much against the IX gank so far.
Yeah,
Mostly just focusing on dealing against the train.
I hate to take away focus on the GvG, but Kyle, can you please focus in on Shady Garm, the thief next to you? Look at that character, dude. I've never seen a Sylvari look like that. You see what I'm talking about? A funny looking character. Alright, so. And now 5-0 him on top. But, tonight's been rather quiet, luckily. I don't know what happened last night if we just tried to do too much. 2 GvGs going on.
It's basically just like an open invitation trolls. They get to troll 2 matches at the same time.
And we're finding out now, IX has to win this next round right here. And I guess the one after that, they have to win 2 rounds right now, or they're just done. They're out of the tournament, and it will be clinched by GS. It won't matter what they do, how they do against him. So IX in trouble, needs to win the next 2 rounds. Otherwise, their tournament trips.
So just to clarify for myself, and I'm sure other people, but it's going to be him that's going to that advances from Yakspend, and then GS from SOS.
Well, that all depends on the next round.
On the next couple rounds, right? And then what about and what about FA?
BMO.
BMO. Okay, got it.
BMO is clinched. So even though X has lost this GvG, these next 2 rounds are probably the most important ones thought all tournament, and we'll have to see how they come back from these first 5 losses. They've had time to go over what him is doing, and they should be able to make something happen here. If not, then they're going to be in trouble, and their tournament dreams are slipping away, to put it nicely.
I think the single biggest thing that is IX's problem right now is the fact that Stonewall is not getting the support he needs. It's been a couple rounds where he's jumped in alone, and a couple rounds he's died a lot, to put it, pretty upfront there. And yeah, I don't know if it's just because the rest of the IX train's been getting pushed and going down so he doesn't have that support or what, but it's not happening for him right now.
And I don't mean to be a downer here, but if you're in IX, you may want to stream and not listen to this next part. Even if they win the next 2 rounds, they will have to get a 7-0 in the remaining of their chips. They only have 2 more matchups to go against TFH and the Guild Unknown, which very possibly could 7-0 both those guilds if they play right. And however, GS will have to be 7-0 to him, so him will have to beat GS 7-0 for IX to have that chance to go to the finals. It's all given if they win these next 2 rounds. If not, then none of that matters. But right now, the round actually gets canceled here. They're gonna restart it. I think there was an interruption, and so we'll have to wait and see for the next time as the cooldowns will be reset, and we'll get the next round going here soon. So this next round very crucial for IX. Actually, this is safe for them right now.
This is pretty much make it or break it, but they still have a chance to come back into this. So,
I have a question for you guys. How do you guys deal with playing on tilt? Like right now, there's so much pressure on these next 2 rounds. How do you guys, as players in this mindset, how would you deal with that?
Every round is 0-0.
When I played, what I would do is I would take a deep breath, stand up from my computer for a second. I would drink a water. I'd sit back down, and I'd say, "All right, it's the first round of this GvG. Let's just play right. Play.
Yeah,
Don't do
I
anything.
think that's.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly it.